Attention passionate Seattle Seahawks fans. Latest news, something big is happening in the NFC West and it could change the game. We're talking about a direct impact on Seattle Seahawks' path to another Super Bowl run, a power shift that could leave a division rival stumbling for years. We're bringing this to you firsthand. But before that, if you're a true Seattle Seahawks fan, subscribe to the channel to strengthen this passion even more. Show that you're also part of this family. Let's help each other reach 1,000 subscribers. Share with your FRINDS and Seattle Seahawks fans. Let's get to the news now, folks. I've got some pretty exciting news that could shake up the entire NFC West, and more specifically, give the Seahawks a big boost heading into the postseason. Rumors are swirling that Patrick Queen, the dynamic linebacker from the Pittsburgh Steelers, might soon be donning the Seahawks green and blue. Yeah, you heard that right. The Seahawks are in the mix for one of the league's most versatile and athletic linebackers, and it could be a game-changer for Pete Carroll's defense. So what's the deal? Well, it's all about the Steelers, who are sitting at an impressive 8-3 record, and right now, they're pretty deep at linebacker. They've got some veteran guys, but they're also looking to rebuild that front seven, especially focusing on their offensive line, which has been a bit of a concern this season. Pittsburgh, as you might know, has been giving up around 18 points per game, which is solid, but their linebacker depth isn't as strong as it used to be. They're looking to get some mid-round picks, possibly for a rebuild, and that's where the Seahawks come in. The Seahawks, meanwhile, are on a mission to tighten up their defense, especially their linebacker core. They've got some solid players, but they're craving that explosive, versatile linebacker who can do a little bit of everything: stop the run, rush the passer, and cover in space. Patrick Queen fits that mold perfectly. He's an athletic linebacker with a career total of 350 tackles, including 9 sacks and 5 interceptions. His PFF grade hovers around 88.9, which shows how impactful he's been when healthy. In 2025, he's played 11 games, recording 48 solo tackles, 35 assists, and a couple of sacks. He also snagged an interception that he returned for 22 yards, and even with a shoulder injury in Week 5, he still managed to make a significant impact on the field. The potential move makes a lot of sense for the Seahawks. They're allowing about 112 rushing yards per game and giving up roughly 20. 8 points per game, numbers that they're eager to improve. Adding a player like Queen, who's known for sideline-to-sideline speed and playmaking ability, would elevate their run defense significantly. When you look at what Queen could bring to this defense, it's easy to see why Seahawks fans should be excited. Pairing him with a linebacker like Brooks, who's already a tackling machine, could give the Seahawks a duo that surpasses 150 tackles combined, something we haven't seen in recent seasons. Imagine a linebacker tandem that's not just good but elite, with Queen and Brooks stacking up tackles like they're trying to rewrite the franchise record book. Their combined tackling numbers could go beyond 150, and that's exactly what the Seahawks need to dominate in the trenches and prevent those big runs that have hurt them in the past. Plus, adding Queen could help reduce the opposing team's points per game even further, maybe down from 28 to around 16 points. That's a massive improvement, especially when you consider how much better they could be in pass coverage and against scheme-based offenses like Shanahan's 49ers or McVay's Rams. Let's talk about what Queen brings on the field. He's an explosive athlete, capable of rushing the passer, which is critical in today's NFL where pass rushers are king. His 2 sacks this season show he's got that edge rush ability. But what really sets him apart is his ability to cover tight ends and running backs in the passing game, a crucial aspect against teams that rely heavily on mismatches in the middle of the field. His 83 grade in EPA, expected points added, per coverage indicates he's quite effective in those situations. And if you think about the Seahawks' current roster, adding a player like Queen could elevate their entire defense. Pete Carroll's scheme thrives on versatile defenders who can do a little of everything. With Mafe on the edge, the Seahawks already have some pass rush presence, but pairing him with Queen inside would create a nightmare for offenses trying to attack the middle of the field. Covering schemes that depend on TE mismatches or quick passes would become much tougher. This would force offenses to rethink their approach, giving Seattle a clear advantage on defense. Now, the impact of this move extends beyond just the field. The Seahawks are sitting at plus 2,500 odds to win the Super Bowl, but those numbers could drastically improve if they pull off this trade. Considering that the NFC is quite competitive, teams like the 49ers, Eagles, and Cowboys all vying for the crown, adding a star like Queen could boost their chances to around plus 1,100 or even better. The NFC title odds could shift from plus 1,200 to plus 550, making the Seahawks a more serious contender. Plus, with the playoffs approaching and the importance of every game, having a player like Queen can be the difference maker in close contests, especially against high-powered offenses that rely on motion and scheme mismatches. This isn't just about filling a roster spot, it's about making a statement. The Seahawks are building a defensive unit that can compete with the best in the league, and acquiring Patrick Queen would send a clear message that they're serious about contending for a Super Bowl again. Think about the legacy of players like Bobby Wagner returning to the franchise. Each move, each addition, is about creating a defense that can carry them deep into January and beyond. Queen could be that key piece, a player who ignites the entire unit and sets the tone for the next era of Seahawks football. Of course, no trade is without its risks. Injuries, fit within the scheme, and team chemistry are always factors to consider. Queen has dealt with some injuries, including that shoulder issue, but his overall performance remains impressive. The Seahawks would need to manage his health carefully, especially as he's a player who thrives on his athleticism and sideline-to-sideline speed. If they can keep him healthy, he's capable of elevating this defense to a whole new level, making them not just playoff contenders, but legitimate Super Bowl challengers. In the grand scheme of things, this potential trade also speaks to the direction the Seahawks are heading, focused on building a young, aggressive, and versatile defense that can adapt to the evolving NFL landscape. Pete Carroll's emphasis on speed, scheme versatility, and tackling is perfectly aligned with a player like Queen. His addition could unlock new schemes, allowing the Seahawks to be more aggressive in blitz packages or more disciplined in coverage, depending on the game plan. And let's not forget, this move would also energize the fan base. Seahawks fans have been craving a splash move that signals the team is all in for another championship run. Acquiring Patrick Queen would do just that, sending a message that Seattle isn't content with just making the playoffs. They want to dominate and contend for the Lombardi Trophy again. It's the kind of move that gets fans excited, that creates buzz around the team, and that ultimately can inspire the players on the field to elevate their game. As we watch the NFL landscape unfold, this potential trade could be a turning point. The Seahawks are always looking for ways to improve, and adding a talent like Queen fits perfectly into their blueprint. With the playoffs approaching and the NFC becoming more competitive, this could be the move that sets Seattle apart. Imagine a defense anchored by Brooks and Queen, with Mayf rushing the passer, and a secondary that's more disciplined and aggressive. That's the kind of unit that can carry the Seahawks deep into the postseason and perhaps, finally, bring home another Super Bowl. So, for all of you die-hard Seahawks fans out there, keep your eyes peeled for this story. It's shaping up to be one of the most exciting developments of the season. Whether it happens tomorrow or in the coming weeks, one thing is for sure. The Seahawks are making moves, and Patrick Queen could very well be the missing piece that takes them to the next level. This is a franchise that's always been about resilience, grit, and making the right moves at the right time. Stay tuned because the best is yet to come. Pause here just for a second. If you want the YouTube algorithm to keep recommending the latest Seattle Seahawks news to you, it's super important that you leave a like on this video. Go ahead, it's quick and it makes a big difference. Thank you. Now let us continue with the big reveal. And now, Seattle Seahawks fans, I want to hear from you. What's your take on this potential move? Are you excited about the possibility of Patrick Queen joining the team? Do you think he's the piece that could push Seattle over the top? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Your opinion means so much to us, and it definitely matters to the Seahawks organization too. Remember, I'll be back soon with more updates, so stay tuned for the latest Seahawks news. Let's keep this passion alive and continue supporting our team through every game, every play, and every victory on the road to another Super Bowl run. Go Hawks!